everyone. I'm Steffi D.
And I'm Lisa H.
And welcome to Check-In From Away.
This week we are having a summer check-in with some of the cast of Come From Away Toronto.
Thanks for joining us. Oh, hey, Lisa. Guess what?
What?
Well, as you can tell from these sunglasses that I'm wearing, it's summertime in Toronto and we're having the best time ever. And today we are checking in with some of our favorite, don't tell the others, favorite cast members from Come From Away Toronto.
I'm so excited. I haven't spoken to some of these folks in over a year, so it'll be really cool to see what they've been doing for the last 16 months. And also, Steffi, Kurt Cobain called, he wants his sunglasses back.
Oh, you mean these bad boys?
Also, did you buy those on our hiatus that we just had for the last month? Like, tell me about
Yeah, because it was summer vacation, baby.
That's right, and we are back and we are checking in with some of the fine folks from Come From Away Toronto.
Let's do it, Lisa.
Hi, I'm Barb Fulton, and I played Diane in Come From Away at Royal Alex while we were doing it. I'm an actor-singer. I live in Stratford, Ontario, so this last year and a half I've been spending in Stratford picking flowers and walking through the woods and going for lovely walks. That's about it.
You were a guest on episode 1, if I do recall correctly. You showed us some dance moves.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Madden. I'm an actor and an educator and a singer, and I used to play Kevin T and others in the hit musical Come From Away.
Hi, my name is Sasha Dennis, and I am an actor and educator, director, creator, and in the show I play Hannah and others.
We were doing a fundraiser for Fife House, which Mervish does every year. And so it was my turn to get up and speak to the audience to tell them what Fife House is, and if they want on their way out that they can donate money. And I mentioned it was my birthday. And of course, the whole crowd, which was not a big crowd that night. It was only 300 and some people, but everybody broke into happy birthday, and it made me very, very happy. So that was a fabulous memory. And after that, we all were in the seniors lounge, which is James Call's and George Maswell's dressing room. And we were having a nightcap to celebrate birthdays.
And who knew it was actually our closing night party?
It actually was. It was very small. And our poor Kevin Vidal, it was his closing show, unbeknownst to him. Mm-hmm. And I don't even think he came to that closing night party. We all were thinking we were coming to work the next day, or hoping at least.
You know, we were smelling that it was coming, right? Like we could sort of see what was happening, and the theater was very not full. And yeah, I just remember everyone being like, oh, I think we're going to have to shut down for maybe 2 weeks. And we were all like, what, 2 weeks? And someone would be like, it might be a month. And we we're like, you are crazy, you know? And yeah, and no, I don't remember much about the show. I just remember after we did hang out a little bit, and there was this odd, eerie sense of, well, maybe I'll see you tomorrow, but maybe I won't. And then, of course, you know, we got the text the next morning saying, don't come to work.
Yeah. And here we are 16 months later.
Isn't it incredible?
You know, weirdly enough, though, it's like that week leading up to us stopping, you know, we'd see we were lucky. We were so blessed, like seeing, you know, the full houses, over 1,000 people in the house, and just like, you know, then that trickling down as the week went on. By Friday, we're like in front of like 300 people. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? But like for some weird reason, it like I remember it was Barb's birthday, and I don't know. I felt like something was coming, and so we need to do something. And so, you know, Barb, I think we were hanging out in George's dressing room. And because everyone likes to stay for drinks, and because I live far, I'm just like I like to take off right away after the show. And for some reason that night I was like, you know what, I'm going to stay, and I'm going to stay for a while. because if I do stay, it's usually 5 minutes. But this time I was like, I'm going to stay. And I did. We stayed for like an hour and a half. We chatted. We had so much fun. And I'm so glad I did that. So glad.
Of course, whiskey. That's a really good one. I do love that memory. So, I was playing the Tim Hortons gal, and I was supposed to ask all the boys, morning, boys, Pepsi? And I come out with whiskey, and it just stops everybody dead, and everybody starts laughing, and I just have a heart attack. It wasn't a fun moment, but it was a very memorable moment.
Absolutely.
There's lots of fantastic memories for sure. I think the first thing that popped in my mind when you said that was going to Newfoundland. I think when we all went there as a cast, that was my first time to Newfoundland, and of course we spent most of it in St. John's, but we did get to spend that day and a half in Gander and the surrounding areas and kind of seeing the real places, and of course we'd met many of the real people before too, but just being out there on the rock, oh man, that was something I'll never forget.
My poor head, like I'm trying to think of all 800 and something shows. There's been so many like crazy I remember, for some reason it all comes back to Barb.
Oh my gosh, and Barb from Bolton just came
Barb
on
is
the
here. That is so crazy. I willed you. Oh my goodness gracious. This is wild. I remember Barb talking about first line was it she talked about whiskey instead of coffee. Yes. Holy moly, I died. It was hilarious. Do you remember that, Barb?
What?
This is like really funny because this wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, yes, I remember one. I'm sitting this way and I'm looking at the audience and I say, I look out the window to see if there's something mechanical, like if there's, I forgot.
Other than the opening line, "Welcome to the Rock," no, I don't remember any of my lines.
What about we had a bottle of Grey Goose and somebody didn't want to share it.
Yeah, something like that. That's not actually the line.
No, it's not.
And we were sitting there and drinking things, and then we were singing and cheering.
And this lady behind us,
she was mean and yelled things, and we laughed. Oh, man.
What? Like, as if I remember the show. The only thing I remember is, that's a moose. That's the only thing. It's the moose. I only remember moose now.
That's a line.
That's a line.
Perfect.
Right.
Toilet paper. Another line. Like, literally.
There you go.
Wait,
weird lines.
Those few words? Is that in the show? Just toilet paper?
And moose. Put that together. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's it. That's like basically a summary of Come From Away if you haven't seen the show.
Your favorite summer drink?
G&T.
It's beer.
It is the dragon fruit refresher from Starbucks.
Favorite summer spot in Toronto?
The biked path along Lakeshore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The island.
I would say the Toronto Islands, but I live in Mississauga, and we've been to a couple of parks in Mississauga, which is beautiful. So I'm gonna stick with the parks of Mississauga, but I love Toronto Islands.
Favorite summer tradition?
Going to a cottage.
Oh my gosh, I don't really have one other than like going to softball diamonds with my girls, I'd say. Yeah.
Oh dear. Summer tradition is always going to like the Rib Fest or Jerk Fest or any festivals that have food. I'm a big fan of.
Favorite summer memory?
My birthday is always smack in the middle of the summer, and it seems to be like, because I just had it, it's always like it just makes me so happy around the summertime. I love the summer, and so my favorite memory is my birthday.
Swimming out to the raft when I first learned how to swim.
the CNE when it was open, taking pictures in front of the rides with my, I think I actually have a picture right somewhere over there, with my daughter and husband. It's a lovely memory. I hope it comes back very soon.
Favorite karaoke song?
Oh my God. I don't have a karaoke favorite song. Do I make it up?
Oh my God. I'm going to have to say Gangster's Paradise. Yeah.
Yes.
I could rock Brown Eyed Girl pretty good, I think.
Do you have a favorite summer movie?
Summer movie. Do I? I don't know. I actually stumbled upon The Notebook the other day, and like I've seen it a bunch of times now, and I feel like I would say the Notebook. I don't know if it's a summertime movie, but I'm gonna say it's The Notebook.
I think Grease is one of my favorite summer movies.
Grease is a favorite summertime movie. It's guilty pleasure. Yeah, you?
Barb said that too.
I am going to be doing a project starting in a little over a week. I'm going to start rehearsals for a show that my husband Paul is writing the music for, and a friend Liza Balkan has written the text. And we're going to be doing a show at the Here for Now Theatre Company, which is an outdoor theatre company here in Stratford, and they're doing very well. They're kind of attached to the Bruce Hotel, which is a real luxury hotel here in town. And there's all kinds of shows being put on, and every single one of them are new works. So it's an exciting little company. It really is. So I'll be doing that. Our show is called So How's It Been? And it's about Liza Balkan, our writer, has gone around Stratford all year. She went around Stratford asking different people what their pandemic experiences have been like. And so that's been translated into us talking about what this experience has been like.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then right after that, I go to Toronto to do, with Corpus Dance Company, to do the bicycle show that I did last summer, which we called Divine Interventions. We're 5 women on a bicycle built for 5. And we travel around parks, we get off and we sing and we hug trees and we do dance moves. And it's just kind of this fun, joyful thing that this company has come up with to kind of bring joy to people who are down in the dumps about the pandemic.
A long time ago, 10 years ago or so, I put together my first cabaret concert show, and I did that and recorded that, and that was like super fun. And I had always meant to kind of keep doing that. It was called My Life in Song, and it was essentially that. And so during this pandemic, after the depths of depression hit, and after I sort of recovered from all that, I began to start going, I need to create again. I need to now's the time to do that next show. So I had a number of things in mind. It just wasn't taking shape yet. And then kind of fate intervened, and I was asked to be involved in a fundraiser for a theater company, the Eclipse Theater Company here in Toronto, and they wanted to auction off a concert with me. So I was like, okay, yes, let's do that. And then I just made all that work happen and put the show together. And then since then booked a few other dates of it as well. And and it felt so great. So it's called My Life in Song Act 2 because, it's like the continuation. Theatrical. See how clever I am with titles?
I love it.
So I started to teach acting at Sheridan, which was fantastic. I really love teaching, especially young actors. And then I directed at Sheridan, which was a really nice treat and surprise, which is great because I am trying to just continue directing and doing that alongside acting. So I directed Pippin, which was amazing and challenging and all the feelings. And then I wanted to really embrace my my activism and my advocacy for just people of color in general. And so I went back into the projects that have been put on hold and working on adapting a new musical based on the musical Ragtime. And I'm also working on I'm directing a music video, believe it or not, actually. I know, it's crazy. It's weird. But it's taking the song one of the songs from Jesus Christ Superstar, and putting a new lens on it. It's seeing the show through the lens of Black Panther. It's the true story of Fred Hampton, which surprisingly, when you if you know that story, you know the similarities of the accounts of Jesus Christ are very similar. So I really wanted to put a spin on that. So I'll be doing that end of July, which I'm super. It was like I know it's coming up soon. So I'm really excited about that. And Kyle will be in it. Kyle, who's in our show now, he will be doing it. Yeah. So yeah, and so that really has was the impetus for me to start Musicals Reimagined, which is a platform I have just to look at musicals differently and putting a spin on it. And yeah, I'm really excited at the things that I want to accomplish. It's really giving me some hope.
Would you rather have lightning bugs for eyes or ladybug legs?
Lightning bugs for eyes.
Would you rather have starfish for hands or pool noodles for arms?
I'll take both if I can.
Would you rather have seashells for ears or starfish for a nose?
Seashells for ears, I think.
Would you rather have to listen to fireworks going off every night while you sleep for the whole summer? Or would you rather have to be fireworks for an entire summer?
So dumb.
Holy crap. Well, I suppose it would be more fun to be a firework because then you get to go up in the air and explode and then come back down. It's way more fun.
Would you rather get a really bad sunburn all over your body or get stung by a jellyfish?
Oh, I'll take the jellyfish, and I know what that entails.
Would you rather never be able to swim again or every time you dive into a body of water have a really embarrassing belly flop?
Whoa. Oh, I'm going to say the belly flop. It's okay. It can be embarrassing. It's okay. No problem.
Because it is actually how I define, or I have defined who I am. As far as me in the world, I think that I'm only somebody, like it's pathetic, but I feel like I'm only somebody who gets up and, shares stories in front of other people. And I love that sharing aspect. I love that. I'm calling it generosity, but it's kind of selfish as well because I need it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I miss theater. I need to be telling stories.
I miss theater because it fills my soul. I miss theater because I think that's what I'm meant to be doing in my life, I mean, there's probably lots of ways to answer that, but I miss theater because it's fun. I miss theater because it moves people. I don't know. I'll stop. It's amazing.
I miss theater because I miss community.
Perfect.
To absolutely attempt, because I admitted I did not succeed in this every day, but to try to take every day as it comes and just try to be in the moment as much as you can, because honestly, that's all we've got. Oh, there's somebody right outside my window doing the lawn. But anyway, be in the moment, Barb. Love it. Just love that. But I think that's what it is. I think, with nothing concrete to actually look forward to other than manage every day. Managing every day, if you wake up with a bad attitude, of course, is going to set you off in a bad direction. So that's what I've learned. And to just really appreciate all that I have, which is way too much, really.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Something that's kind of struck me is that to just not focus so much on planning the future, because the future is like, man, it just seems like nobody knows what it's going to be. And so I've really just tried to stop the planning and just try to just do more being and living in the moment and just, kind of letting go of all of that. maybe trusting in the universe a little bit more than I was, but really just that, just be here right now. And I'm really happy to be here right now with the two of you, to be honest.
Aww.
My biggest pandemic takeaway is to like see the silver lining in a tragedy, and take some time to enjoy the pause. I think that's my biggest takeaway, actually.
Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Check-In from Away.
Enjoy the sunshine.
Cheers.